Call Yimla, Alahai Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, Wamalaki by Hashem Harawap Kakorash Barak Thumb, the water Bible Bawa Kwam Yasharala. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who teach us daily. And to the men out there teaching a likewise doctrine, I say you shall want. Today we're gonna get into a video where a hot mic caught two Edomite politicians. They are senators. Indeed, they were talking about enslaving their own children because they know that we ain't going back out there. So what they're doing is they're devising a scheme in order to make it law to indoctrinate these children in elementary school. Matter of fact, they was talking about making it a law because, you know, their birth rates are low due to all the abortions and the opioid epidemic about 10 years ago. So their numbers are suffering as far as population. These two senators were discussing making it mandatory for in order for little girls to graduate the 8th grade, they have to be pregnant. And they were talking about making them replace the migrants as far as out in the field picking fruit and all that stuff. Now, this is a weak man, Esau Edom. You gonna subjugate your own children to that type of abuse, because that's what it is in all actuality. This man is so weak. Think about it. This man is so weak. He went to the other side of the world, kidnapped a whole nation of people because he's too lazy to do his own work. That's all his existence incorporates. Him trying to figure out ways to enslave people because he's inept. He's inadequate. The son is not his friend. And so they want to subject their own children to this type of abuse. This is why you were rejected from the birthright, Esau. Look at what you do to future generations of your own people. You eat them, and now you want to enslave your own children. We see why the Lord coming back to destroy your punk ass. Let's get a copyright disclaimer, then I'll bring the video. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Let's go ahead and grab the video. The name of this video is White Senator Says Unthinkable about Black Americans and Instantly Get Schooled That Blacks Ain't Weak. Now, this is a 32-minute video. I'm only going to let the first, 3 minutes of some change play. I'm going to let Eve speak too because she brought out some good points. Let's get it.
Okay, so I got the transcripts.
Now, these are he's reading the transcripts of these two senators. He's going to call their names, so y'all listen closely.
Mitch, we have to bring slavery back. Those were the good old days. Kevin, how will we do that? There's no way we can do that. Mitch, black people won't do it, but white people will. Kevin, how will we get white people to be slaves? That sounds ridiculous. Mitch, we have to get rid of the separation of church and state. We must.
Now, I think that Mitch is Mitch McConnell. Let's go back and see if he says it.
Okay, so I got the transcripts. Mitch, we have to bring slavery back. Those were the good old days. Kevin, how will we do that? There's no way we can do that. Mitch, black people won't do it, but white people will. Kevin, how will we get white people to be slaves? That sounds ridiculous. Mitch, we have to get rid of the separation of church and state. We must have state-funded religious schools. Kevin, I don't see where you're getting at. Mitch, those schools will have work programs for 4th through 8th graders. Kevin, I think I see where you're going here. How is that going to work? Mitch, we get the kids to be to pick all the produce as a part of their work program to teach them the values of good old-fashioned blue-collar labor and the bounty of God. Kevin, I don't think that anyone will go for that. Mitch, it's all about grooming. Start in the first grade, and by fourth grade, they'll be ready to do it. Kevin, but we already have people to pick the produce. Mitch, we have to finish the wall. Kevin, no way that's going to happen. Mitch, we find better ways to get the immigrants out of the United States. Kevin, like doubling ICE. Mitch, yes. Kevin, this will be too hard, and we'll be too busy trying to sustain this over long periods of time and generations. Mitch, no, we get rid of the abortion laws in the United States and we make it mandatory that all 8th grade females be impregnated in order to graduate. Kevin, oh, like replacing the crops. Ha ha ha, pun intended. Also, Kevin, I will work on getting the abortion banned. You work on state-funded religious schools. Mitch, we don't have to do either. Lindsay and I took care of that with the new SCOTUS.
These folks said it is better to be a slave than to be dead. And now
we're going to test that theory because your time is coming real soon, Esau. We're going to see how you feel about slavery.
not only was this released on an educational program for kids, but the Department of Education in Florida has approved it to be a part of a curriculum for kids. And what's crazy is y'all don't even see the trajectory that this is going in. A couple weeks ago, they released a transcript stating how they weren't going to try to get the blacks back out in the fields because they are aware that we ain't going back out in the fields. Their target has changed from blacks to little white babies. They're targeting their own kind, and even going so far as to open up schools and put it as a part of a curriculum so that they can train them that this is okay. Even went so far in the transcript to say that to make sure that they can keep the legacy going, they will make sure that every girl in the 8th grade was impregnated so that they never run out of slaves.
That's your boy right there, Mitch McConnell. Look how weak he is, but he want to enslave somebody. Man, sit your frail ass down. All right, we can come out of this. Yeah, y'all can go back and watch the video, but that was the key point I wanted to bring out. Now let's start with Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 14, verse 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. See, this man evil to himself, meaning his own people. So if he's gonna do that to his own people, he'll do that to anybody. He already proved that when he did that to us. So how can you even trust this man? This man is so weak and fragile. He constantly looking for ways to force people to do what he don't want to do. Piece of shit, man. Job chapter 9, verse 24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, because the faces of the judges thereof are not where, and who is he? The earth was given to the hand of the wicked. That's why despite all this shit that came out about the administration, about the fake ass Jews, about Epstein Island, nobody been to jail. All the men that was guilty of raping them girls on that island, and they only put a woman in jail for it because they protect their wickedness. That should let you know what kind of kingdom you're in. You're not in a righteous kingdom. You're in a wicked one because the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. Now let's go to Isaiah chapter 5. Because see, these people use the Bible, use our book to promote their wickedness. You heard it in the video. Just like that movie, The Book of Eli. Yep. This is Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. Woe unto him that called evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. They trying to groom these children from the first grade that slavery is good. Okay, if slavery is so good, how come you've been ducking and dodging it, doing your own work? You ain't gonna be ducking and dodging too much longer though. Verse 21. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. See, they think these goofy ass schemes they coming up with is gonna get them out of their judgment. No, you are earning your judgment by doing this bullshit. But see, they so superior, they don't even know that. They're about to find out though. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 22. Verse 16. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. Meaning your riches ain't gonna last. You're gonna be in a needing position. Verse 22. Rob not the poor because he is poor, neither oppress the afflicted in the gate. For the Lord will plead their cause and spoil the soul of those that spoil them. Spoil mean to rob. And that's what's about to happen to Esau because of what he did to us, not for what he's about to do to his own people. That's why his judgment is already written, because of what he's done to us. We can care less about, hey, your children going into captivity anyway. So you might as well get them groomed for it. But that just shows the wickedness of Esau, willing to do this to his own people for no reason. Now let's go to Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Absolutely. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 7. The robbery of the wicked shall destroy them because they refuse to do judgments. Verse 10. The soul of the wicked desireth evil. His neighbor findeth no favor in his eyes. See, they just get in them little meetings and just spitball, just throw shit out there, see which one gonna stick to the wall. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. That Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. I always want to enslave somebody. I always want to control some, but you don't know what the fuck you doing. But you're too proud to admit it. That's a walking basket case / emotional wreck right there in Esau. Second Ezra. Actually, let's go to Sirach chapter 12, verse 3. There can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil, nor to him that giveth no alms. And check this out. Chapter 12, verse 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. Listen to this. And though he pretend to help thee, this is good, yet shall he undermine thee. Chapter 13, verse 4. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee, but if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. Hell yeah, Esau gonna use you because he too sorry to do the shit himself. Verse 5, if thou have anything, he will live with thee and make thee bear and not be sorry for it. That's why it says never trust thine enemy. Chapter 14, verse 7, and if he do it good, he do it unwillingly. And at the last, he will declare his wickedness. Yeah. indirectly putting his own people into slavery and telling them it's a good thing. Man, that shit done played out, bro. You finna go into slavery. Second Ezra, chapter 11, verse 39. Are not thou that it remaineth of the four beasts, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their time might come through them? They so stupid, they're going to destroy their own kingdom. Now let's go to Proverbs, chapter 1. Verse 16. For their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed blood. Surely in vain the net is spread in sight of any bird, and they lay wait for their own blood. They lurk privily for their own lives. Red on red crime, Edomites against Edomites. See, that's why it says, he that is evil to himself, to whom shall he be good? Nobody. That's the answer. Because he was created to be the wicked. Verse 31. Therefore they shall eat the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. Now let's get Isaiah chapter 28. Verse 29, Salakia. Chapter 29, verse 15. And this is what you heard in that meeting. Woe to them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? They think they still sneaky. You was on a hot mic, bro. They got the transcripts. You said that shit, Mitch McConnell. You're frail raising that ass. You frail, bro. You weak. You fragile, but you want to enslave somebody. Okay. How many times you done fell out or you having many strokes on camera? Boy, sit down. Those were the good old days. Guess what? Since you said that, the Lord gonna make it happen for you. Since you want to bring slavery back, it's coming back, baby. It's coming back. But this time, y'all gonna be the slaves. So the Lord is gonna answer your wish. He's gonna bring them good old days back. But this time, you gonna be on the receiving end. Foot to ass. This man want to enslave his own children. Check this out. Psalm chapter 55, verse 20. He had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He had broken his covenant. So you ain't got to do shit to Esau for him to be wicked to you. He's just a wicked man. You don't care who you are. Now let's go to Psalms chapter 11, verse 6. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and a horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. Rain and snares, meaning ain't all these little plans and schemes you coming up with all of them ain't gonna work. They're gonna work to the Lord's will, not yours. And the Lord's will is you destroy your own kingdom and you going into captivity. Let's go to Psalms 149. Verse 6. Let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord Yahweh. See, slavery coming back. You're going to get what you want, but you're going to be on the receiving end instead of the giving end. You're going to be receiving foot to ass instead of putting foot to ass. So you're going to get your wish. Don't trip. The Lord going to make it happen for you. Since you want it so bad. Go to Psalm 73. Chapter 73, verse 5. They're not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covers them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than the heart could wish. Listen to this. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. How do you speak loftily? When you talk to somebody like you think you're better than them. In this case, these two senators think they better than the rest of their own people. They speak loftily concerning oppression. Slavery is a form of oppression. Now you get it? Let's keep rolling. Hebrews. Chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. That's what's really this is all about. This man trying to steal back his birthright by trying to keep himself in rulership. Verse 17. For ye know that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. For he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. I see why the Lord rejected you, man. Look at what you do. Like I said in the beginning of the video, look at what you do to future generations of your own people. You eat them while they're babies. And if they survive, make it to the first grade, you're indoctrinating them for slavery. Yeah, you unfit the rule. That's why the Lord rejected your crazy ass. Go to the book of Sirach, chapter 10. Verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such as one set of his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he cast away his bowels. Covetous. He want everybody to work for him. He want everybody to do what he say. Regardless how much sense it don't make. This man don't deal with reality. He deals with his own feelings and emotions. That's what he tends to. 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. It's all about his feels. That's who really running this world. Esau is not running it. Esau's emotions is. Because he know that he have but a short time. That's why he's scrambling, trying to figure out a way to stay in power. No, if the Lord wants you out of power, you gonna go out of power. But see, he's so proud, can't nobody tell him that, so the Lord finna show his ass. Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not aright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. This man is crazy. Verse 5. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell and is as deaf and cannot be satisfied. That right there makes you unfit to rule. Listen to this, but gather unto him all nations and heap unto him all people. For why? For slavery. Verse 9, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. So he think. That's very covetous. You want everybody under you doing what you want. But you have already proven how many times that you are unfit to rule? 4 kingdoms. Verse 12, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity. That's how the United States was founded, by iniquity, rape, rob, murder, theft. So yeah, this bitch gonna get burned up. Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 23. That's not it, it's like Isaiah chapter 26, verse 10. That favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. He gonna do right. It don't matter if it's a perfect day. This man will find a way to fuck some shit up because it's just in him. This is just what these people do. Isaiah chapter 32, verse 7, the instruments of the churl are evil. Churl means a wicked person, wicked spirit. Listen to this. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words by telling them that it's a good thing. Even when the needy speaketh right. You heard them doing that in that meeting when he's reading back the transcript. Yeah, he deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words by telling them that this is a good thing. Okay, we're gonna see if you got that same sentiment when your ass go in the chains. Let's get this one. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 26. Verse 24. He that hateth disassembleth with his lips and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believeth him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Check this out. Whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. Let's stop there for a minute. Hatred covered by deceit. This man is always, first of all, if somebody lies to you, they don't respect you. Esau lies to everybody because he doesn't know what respect is. He doesn't know how to show respect. Esau dwells in a space where he loves, well, keeping secrets makes him feel warm and fuzzy inside. It makes him feel important, needed. So this man just piles up secrets in himself, thinking those secrets give him value. See, he already off, not dealing with reality. He loves secrets. But it says his wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. When that hot mic was leaked and the transcript was produced, that was the Lord showing their wickedness before the whole congregation, before the whole planet, because it's on the internet. Verse 27, whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone shall return upon him. So see how the Lord got y'all in the trick bag? Because while you trying to plot and plan on how to put your own people into slavery, the Lord got a plan for you to go into slavery. verse 28. A lying tongue hated those that are afflicted by it. See? So if somebody lies to you, they hate you. And a flattering mouth worketh ruin. That's all Trump does. He's a flattering mouth. He try to impress and please, but you see the effects of his speech. Everything this man says is a lie or bullshit. Everything this man touches turns to shit. Everybody who attaches themselves to him, they end up getting cursed, a bad reputation. He's done. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel. Chapter 22, verse 29. The people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery and have vexed the poor and needy. They have oppressed the stranger wrongfully. Now they find it, now they about to do it to their own children. Get this one. Okay, we already got that one. James chapter 2, verse 13. Those that show no mercy shall have no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. Meaning Esau, it's already written that you're about to go through the most painful captivity in human history, or in your case, in subhuman history. In your case, 3/5 of a man history. Because check this out, they put this shit in a constitution that the so-called black man is 3/5 of a man. But who is acting like 3/5 of a man? You eating your own babies. You murdering it, mass murder, genocide. You don't wash your ass. You can't stop lying. You can't stop stealing. You can't stay out of these tunnels. You can't go out in the sun. Who's the real 3/5 of a human here? See, that's classic projection. Because when he put that shit in the Constitution about us, he was talking about himself. The only nation of people that got a problem with children can't keep their hands off them, or they can't stop eating them. And you're the superior race? Shit me? Nation of abominations, especially them fake ass Jews. Because they are the what? Abortion capital of the world, alphabet capital of the world, human trafficking capital of the world, and lying ass nigger capital of the world. Now who's 3/5 of a man? Let's go to the book of Psalms. Chapter 10. Verse 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices they have imagined. See, this is a prayer from King David. The Lord is going to answer that prayer because they're going to be taken in the devices they have imagined, because they are imagining putting their own children into slavery when all of them going. Verse 3, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and bless the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth. See, that's what they think. They think because they haven't got punished yet, the Lord is with them. Bless the covetous. No, that's what they think. But see, what did the Lord say about the covetous in Sirach chapter 10, verse 9, there is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. See? Verse 5, his ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As far as enemies, he puffeth at them. We could put them in slavery if we want to. Verse 6, he hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. That's the pride on these people. They think they always going to be in a rulership position. That's why he said we need to bring slavery back, bring back the good old days. The Lord he gonna answer you. Let's keep rolling. We almost finished. Verse 11. He hath said in his heart, God hath forgotten. He hideth his face. He would never see it. The Lord sees everything, fool. Matter of fact, he saw the things that you were going to say and do before you said it or done it. That's why your judgment is written. See, these are super goofies in rulership positions. Go to Isaiah chapter 14. Verse 21, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant, and son and nephew, saith the Lord. It ain't gonna be no more Edomites, because you need Edomite seed to bring forth an Edomite. And now they're trying to force these eighth graders, Salakia, to get pregnant before they graduate. Because they're trying to bump their numbers back up. Well, you wouldn't have to bump your numbers back up if you weren't so crazy about abortion. These people are goofy. And this ain't nothing. All it is emotion making decisions for these people, not rational, logical thinking. Emotions only. And that's why they looking real bad on the world stage right now. We can get a few more, we can close. Go to Psalm 73, verse 17. Until I went into the sanctuary of Yahweh, then understood I their end. Meaning, until you understand these scriptures and what they're really saying versus these Christian fairy tales, that's when you understand that regardless of what these people gonna do or say, they're gonna end up in one place. Captivity. They ain't gonna get out of this. No. So regardless of what they do or say, they're gonna end up in two places. One of two places. Either death or slavery. Now let's get this one. We can end on this one. Revelation chapter 13, verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So now, you can try, but you ain't gonna prevail. The only thing you're gonna succeed in is going into slavery or being put to death by the sword. Thus saith the Bible, thus saith the Lord. Call Halayim La Lahai Now Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, Wa Malakia, by Hashem Harawat Kakorash, Barakathum, the water Bible Bawa Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.